Are you haunted by the ghosts of AI myths? Do rumors of robot takeovers and biased algorithms keep you up at night? Today, we'll tackle 5 common AI myths head on, empowering you to make informed decisions about this most amazing technology, which is AI. I'm Uwa from AutoRe. Today is day 6. We are dealing with the top 5 AI myths that the real estate sector currently believes. And hopefully by the end of this session, you'd see that most of those myths don't have any place in our current existence, in our current transactions, in our current behaviors, in our current businesses, because invariably they are myths and should be treated as lies. So we know the truth from the false, the fact from the fiction. So let's get started. Yesterday, we looked at data privacy and data security, day 5, and we talked about the aspects of data security that must be in place in your business in order to protect you from the potential attacks that can come from AI-enabled systems. So today, we are looking at the busting of AI myths. So today's day 6. Let's get moving. So the first myth is that AI will replace estate agents. Now, that's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. Even when we have AGI, it's unlikely to be the case that estate agents will be replaced. Now, there are tasks that estate agents perform that should be replaced. So repetitive tasks, anything that's mundane, sending emails, listings, certain aspects of booking appointments, those things can and should be replaced by AI. But the key aspects that cannot be replaced by AI would be your discussions with your purchaser, the discussions with the seller, the negotiations of the prices. All those things will still remain in the hands of estate agents. So you can rest easy, you have work for many, many more years. As an example of where AI has been deployed but hasn't quite replaced the people that were there before AI turned up, Google Maps. Look at Google Maps, we see the pins, we see restaurants, we see different aspects of environments placed on the map. But did you know that there are analysts behind the scenes, map analysts, who ensure that that information is correct? So Google Maps may have replaced the physical map, but there are human beings who are employed to make sure that Google Maps does what it's supposed to do. And I think that gives us an idea as to how AI would be deployed in real estate. There would be human beings in the loop. So AI is there to assist us. AI is there to make sure that the information we present is correct, is factual, and helps make our business more efficient and more effective. So another deployment of AI is Zestimate within Zillow. Again, it does all these estimates, but there are still systems to make sure that that information is correct, and invariably those systems are manned by human beings. Myth number 2 is that AI in real estate is too complex to implement. Well, that depends on what you're trying to deploy. There are certain aspects of AI that are complicated, but most aspects of AI that you would be exposed to are definitely not complicated at all. The complication has already been abstracted and hidden behind the scenes and in the backend system. All you have to do is pick up your laptop, log onto a website, and start using tools, start using services that have been provided for you. A lot of companies have gone through the pains of simplifying the experience that you'd have when you go onto any of their solutions. So that can be taken off your mind. That is too complicated. 95% of people listening to this would not need the really complicated aspects of AI or machine learning. What you have to do is go onto a system and log in and use whatever tools you've been provided with. So tools for cold emailing, lead generation, lead nurturing, generation of listings, chat GPT. These things are very straightforward and the learning curve is not steep at all. So focus on those aspects. The wins from those aspects would be a lot greater than looking at anything that's extremely difficult to deploy. Myth number 3 is AI can fully automate property valuation accurately. Accurately is the key word there. Certain AIs can do valuations and calculations. A lot of the common AIs, the large language models, cannot do calculations so easily. There are many limitations, and you'd have to prompt them in so many clever ways and try and trick them into providing certain answers in order for the valuation value that they produce to be correct. Now, there are AIs that are not large language models that can do calculations. But a property valuation isn't just about the numbers, isn't just about the figure that's calculated based on some formula that was generated tens of 20s or 30 years ago. Valuation includes non-numeric aspects like the demographic, the location. Does a property need work? How much work does it need? Are there dilapidations? What is the situation with the seller? What do they want? Do they want a hybrid model? Do they want to sell and lease it back? There are so many aspects that have to be considered within a sale, and which would affect the valuation of the property, that right now the systems we have cannot totally do the full end-to-end valuation. So you can rest easy, that's not going to be the case. What will be the case though is that an AI system would be able to do the initial calculations and get you the first figure that would help you make the decision as to whether you should proceed with trying to list the property or not. An AI system would be able to look at other aspects, such as the legal documentation, and look at certain contracts and crystallize some of the really critical aspects that you need to be aware of. Are there any hidden gems? Are there any clauses within any of the contracts that your buyer needs to be aware of, or you need to be aware of, and which would then mean that you need to package the deal differently. So AI will help you with that, and I think it's a very, very great tool or great assistant to have, especially when it comes to some of these legal terminologies or the complexities of contracts. So myth number 4 is AI is bias free. Unfortunately, AI is not always bias free. AI has been trained on data, 10s, 20s, 30s of years worth of data has been used to train AI. So any bias in that historical data invariably seeps in to the output from your AI models. So how do you mitigate that? The first thing to do is be transparent with your information. Be transparent with your clients, your staff, and your landlords. Explain what you're using AI for, how you are using AI, and your reliance on that information. But the most important aspect, if you don't want to disclose what you're doing with the AI information or how you're using the information, is be clear that there's a human being that's between the AI and the external interface. That human being's responsibility is to make sure that that information that's produced doesn't contain any bias. It's their responsibility to make sure that the information is accurate and truthful. As you know, large language models generate information that's completely untrue, but present it as though it's true. So there is that aspect. So it's a myth that is bias-free. It's a myth that AI is a silver bullet. There still needs to be a human being involved in any of the transactions or any of the interactions. Myth number 5, AI will make real estate transactions impersonal. I can see why people would say make things impersonal, because it's a machine and you're speaking to a machine and it's speaking back, and sometimes the text is incorrect or the text is just too formal. But there are teams working on that aspect, the tone of your interaction or tone of your chatbot. But there's another aspect to this myth that often gets missed, and that's the fact that AI can look at so many varied points in order to determine the experience it's going to give to any client or anybody connecting in. So picture this: you have a system that interacts with your purchasers or your clients, and that system is AI backed, and the AI that's backing that system has access to the social media accounts of the client that's coming in, knows where they're logging in from, understands their do's and their don'ts, understands the things that they like, their preferences, and based on all of that information, coupled with some psychological information and all of that, creates a bespoke experience. It could be something as little as when this client logs onto your website, the color of the website changes to suit their current mood or to suit their personality. Then if you expand that to 100,000 people come into your website, and 100,000 people come onto your website and they all have different experiences, the only way that is possible is through AI. Humans cannot program all of that within a reasonable time frame. So it's only AI, that intelligence that happens in the background, that people would have their own bespoke experience. So if you look at it from that standpoint, actually, AI makes the real estate transaction more personal, is more bespoke, is more satisfying for the person who's logged in or connected to your website. So I think this one can be busted. So in conclusion, AI in real estate is a powerful ally for all of us. It's there to be our assistant, it's there to help us, it's there to make us even stronger. It's like a hammer to a carpenter. It's like a chisel. It's like a screwdriver to an electrician. All these things help them do their jobs much better, much quicker, more efficiently. And that's what AI is for all of us. So let's be more embracing. Let's open our hearts and our minds, change our mindset towards the machines, and see how we can use AI to augment the work we're doing. So thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, do feel free to share them. Visit our website at autoree.ai, or you can send me an email at uwa@autoree.ai. And let's schedule a call and have an AI audit. Any organization you're working with to deploy any AI-powered system in your business must perform an AI audit beforehand, so that they're clear on what's being deployed, so that the expense of doing it is not too high for your business. And then that will give you the satisfaction that you need, the satisfaction for both your clients and the staff. Thank you very much, and catch you on day 7.